Growing up, I always hid my Lego addiction from my peers. Like, I was not telling any of the people I went to high school or middle school with that I had a freaking ginormous Lego addiction, and I would, spend all my money on Lego Batman, the movie sets. But now it's cool to like Legos. Like, I'm walking out of a store and I'm hearing like these two teenagers talk about Lego Ninjago, and one of them was saying how she bought a Lego set for like her and her boyfriend to build, and then her boyfriend bought a Lego set, for them to build together. Like, they're trading off on buying Lego sets for them to build together. All I'm saying is a lot of people have jumped on the Lego bandwagon recently, and it's just making Lego lose its magic. That's why we're going to be watching this video titled Lego Isn't for Kids Anymore, so you can understand how Lego is to blame for this.
You know those Lego sets you buy your children all the time? Well, they're a gold mine, but only if you don't open them. This set originally retailed for $13. You could have walked into any store that sold it.
Well, I wouldn't say only if you don't open it. I mean, you could still sell older Lego sets for a pretty good price if you opened it. And also, like, you still have to go through, like, with selling and storing these Lego sets. It's still a pain in the ass. So, I mean, this guy's acting like it's, like, the best investment ever, but there's this guy named Brixie, and he's a YouTuber, and he recently just like sold all of his Legos because of the tariffs. Like, he's literally can't make as much money selling overseas now. Like, I just don't think it's as great as an investment as people think I don't think it's as great as an investment as people think it is. Like, I don't know, man.
For $13. The price today is $121 on Amazon.
Lego has fallen off and is now pricing an entire generation of kids out of their own childhood. Over the last few years, Lego has built their economy around artificial scarcity, premium pricing, marketing towards adults, and now even scalping. They've created a culture where investment is more important than actual play, where resellers are able to profit.
That's what I'm saying. It's all just a scam. Lego knows what they're doing. You think that you are getting, really good value on your Lego sets. It's like, oh, I'll buy this. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. You're never going to sell it. You're going to sell it all in fucking bulk and lose all of your money. Lego knows this. It's just, this is just a whole scheme. This is like there's so many things like this. That's why bro has like rows of shoes behind him that he's probably never going to fucking wear because it's all a scam. It's kind of ironic that he's making this video, but fuck ass scalpers. You know what? Everyone complains about fucking scalpers, but the thing is it's like they are storing these fucking Lego sets. Oh, maybe not scalpers because they're just like immediately selling it right after they buy it just to like get a really, high margin when they sell it like immediately. But I mean, for the scalpers who like hold their Lego sets, like that's more what I'm trying to talk about here is like for the scalpers who hold their Lego sets, like they are basically an eternal Walmart for Lego sets that have been around for years. Like Lego, like you're able to buy a premium Lego set that came out 20 years ago. Like, I mean, let's not hate on scalpers. Let's hate on the scalpers who just try and make a quick buck. I'm just saying. M&R said this, which he's a Lego YouTuber, okay? And he knows what he's talking about, okay? Kind of. He's also a virgin, so I don't know. But, okay, here we go.
And the idea of a child actually building these sets is pretty much non-existent. These sets aren't designed for kids anymore because kids are no longer the target demographic. Lego is taking childhood memories, collaborating with franchises that define generation like Star Wars, Pokemon, and now even The Legend of Zelda, and are converting them into premium products with insane profit margins. And the worst part is people are actually defending this, and they're forgetting the entire purpose of Lego from the first place.
Hey man,
What's up, dude?
what are you doing?
Just finishing up this set.
Dude, Legos again? For that, you could have bought a used car and finally moved out of your mom's basement instead of buying plastic.
Fuck you, bro. This isn't just plastic. This is engineering, and I'm investing in art.
You're a fucking dumbass. You know that?
Get lost, dude.
Engineering. I guess. I'm agreeing with his friend here.
Dude, I'm having fun.
The corporation is taxing you for nostalgia. This shit's for kids anyway.
I mean, bro's like wasting a lot of time sitting on the floor like a child. So if that's your idea of fun, then I don't know. I don't know why he also had like an X-Wing just like hanging around his floor, like not even, you know, next to him. Like his friend just like walked in and picked up an X-Wing on the floor. Doesn't really make sense. Who really gives a fuck? Let's keep it moving.
Not anymore, dude. You wouldn't understand.
Understanding a booklet made for building blocks. My nephew is 6 and he can do this. And he's going dead for it. Face it, bro. You're a grown-ass man paying for overpriced toys. It's pathetic.
Pathetic? I spent a week on this shit. This is the only thing in my basement with any goddamn value.
It has no value. It's clutter that's going to be sitting on your shelf, collecting dust in a month.
Oh, you want to see value.
Right?
Well, there goes your rant.
That literally didn't even make any sense. You want to see value, bro, throw. Is he saying that, like, the value is him filming himself breaking it? I'm not really understanding. I thought he was going to, like, pull up a whole collection of, like, gold C-3PO and, like, all the Lego Comic-Con figures, but did not. I don't know. I guess that was just prices. I guess that was just the intro. I tried to work at a Lego store. I'm just looking at this woman right now. I'm not trying to judge this woman, but like I feel like I just get the sense that I would know more about Legos than her, and they just were not. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this woman alone. Okay.
The recently released collaboration between Pokemon and Lego is the perfect example of this. The cheapest set in the collection is Eevee at 587 pieces for $60. This is marketed as the affordable option. I mean, think about that for a second.
Why did they make an Eevee? I feel like there were way cooler Pokemon they could have made. Like Lickitung, Mr. Mime. Honestly, those sound like jokes. But like, I mean, I guess Eevee's cool. I mean, they could have did the Eevee evolutions. They could have... I don't know. The Eevee, bro. This is a problem with Lego. Who the fuck asked for this except for like fucking women? I'm sorry. But like the only reason I say that is because when I was a kid, I don't think that there was a lot of women into Legos, right? But now that there is, we're just getting fucking Evo, or not Evo, but you know, Eevee Lego sets. I'm definitely missing the mark here, but it's not even a women problem. It's just we're getting more cutesy Lego sets. Like, we need more cool fucking shit. Like, when I was a kid, I feel like we just had, like, Power Miners. We had some, like, actual creative fucking Ninjago sets, not just rehatching, like, fucking Lego Ninjago Legacy sets. Like, come on. I don't know, man. No more fucking flowers. Fuck all that shit, bro. Give me... Where is the Revenge of the Sith dual fucking diorama? Do we need another goddamn orchid set, Lego? Fuck. They also killed the Indiana Jones line so they could make an Eevee Lego set. This is, I'm like, we could have been getting... Lego literally, they made the Temple of Doom Lego set and they canceled it. Like, you know the set where it's like the bro gets his heart like ripped out and like Indy was about to get his heart ripped out. Like they made a set of that and they canceled it. Okay. And it's just like, because of like, I guess there was like child slavery and like kind of gory and it just wasn't child friendly. I don't know, but like, who gives a fuck? Like why are we just like, if you're so focused on making adult Lego sets and so making like Lego for everyone, why are we canceling the cool-ass Indiana Jones sets and making Lego Eevee sets? Also, where are the Lego Blade sets? I feel like, where are the Lego horror movie sets? Like, we're going to go more into this video, and he's going to talk about how Lego's, like, more for adults, and it's kind of ruining Lego. But if we're really going full-blown adult with Lego, let's go full-blown adult. I want a fucking Lego Scream set, okay?
$60 for Legos marketed towards a kids franchise is now considered affordable. It's for a single Pokemon that's 7 inches tall, and even the eyes have stickers on them. When your cheapest option costs more than most video games, you've already lost all accessibility, especially to the younger kids. The second in the set is the Pikachu with the Pokeball. 2,250 pieces for $200. It's the most recognizable character in Pokemon and is arguably one of the most recognizable characters in all of gaming. It's just Pikachu alone for $200.
Dude, I don't know why, but every time I look at I'm talking too much, but every time I look at this fucking set, like, it just, I get like, oh, the Pokeball's coming out, he's shooting out of the Pokeball, but
and compare that to the Mega
I
Bricks
just like
version of
every time I just like, what the fuck even is that? Like, why is there so much base plate there? I don't even know that. Where are the Lego Pikachu minifigs, bro? I don't even know, bro. I know I'm probably complaining so much about Lego because I just can't afford it, and I literally don't have a job right now. Technically, this is my fucking job, and I'm not even making money from doing this, so definitely complaining because I can't afford a $300 Pikachu. Like, I would fuck the living shit out of that if I had it, but damn, that set, I don't even know, honestly, if I would, I don't even know. If I had the money, I don't even know if I would spend $300 on that. I don't even know.
which is less than half the price. This is absolutely pathetic. Then we get the main flagship set, which is Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. 6,838 pieces for $650. The total cost to own all three of these sets is $910 before tax. That is nearly $1,000 to build the complete Pokemon Lego collection. And if you buy the $650 set, you get a free gift with purchase, which is this Kanto badge collection, but it's only if you buy the $650 set first. Also,
it's only $650. See, this set right here, it's cool. It's like kind of cheap and it's like, it's iconic. This is, but it's like, I don't know, at the same time, the other set's cooler. So if you had 650, I've heard this argument a lot where it's just like, oh, why does Lego keep making these big ass sets? Right? And it's like, well, people buy them, but maybe only because they limit them. And this video starts to go into it a little bit more. I'm kind of losing focus. Lego, the point of this video is Lego, stop making so many adult sets. Focus more on, just focus, not just making like children's sets, but just making more creative Lego sets, making them more interesting. Like, the more adult focused, the more boring they are, right? And it's like, I get that like a lot of adults like it now, but it's like, they only like it because you're marketing it like that. And it's like I said, it's just like, it's losing the magic. We need more creative sets. People need to start getting bullied for Lego, like I was, because that means Lego is, being creative and not just making boring ass fucking adult sets. Like, this is cool, but I don't know. I feel like we could have at least had like some sort of interesting side build, or you could have added like a little like grass patch where maybe you can like fucking run into a wild Pokemon, like randomly create some sort of mechanism. Like, but instead we're just literally getting an architecture Pokemon set. Like, who the fuck asked for this? It's cool, but I don't know. And I feel like a lot of people who get into Legos now who are adults, like, don't actually understand how cool Lego used to be, right? They see this and they think it's cool, which it is cool, but it could be better. Also, the Barks art for this set fucking sucks. Just had to throw that out there, but I'm rambling too much. It's already been 10 minutes in this video. Let me just let this guy cook.
If you're a Lego Insider member, meaning you've spent enough money with Lego to accumulate 25...
That guy looks like the Lego Batman movie Egghead minifigure. Just had to throw that out there real quick.
100 loyalty points, you can now redeem a free mini...
I know bro's next Halloween costume. That's all I'm saying.
Pokemon Center. This is how Pokemon and Lego are celebrating their 30th anniversary in 2026. This has to be one of the biggest fuck you to all of the fans who made this franchise worth billions of dollars. For perspective, $650 can buy you a Nintendo Switch 2 and some full price games.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, after owning the Nintendo Switch 2, it's a good console, but as an adult, I think I would much rather have the Lego set. Kind of contradicting to my point of like, making sets more for children and more interesting. Because if they did that, then I guess I would probably buy the Nintendo Switch. But I just mean as adult, I would rather have a Lego set than a console is what I'm trying to say. But yeah.
Games to go with it. An entire gaming console plus multiple complete gaming experiences that provide hundreds of hours of entertainment. Or you can choose a collectible that's going to sit up on your bookshelf or dresser and collect dust. With that amount of money, you could take your family on an actual vacation. You could buy a master set of some of the Pokemon cards, or you can purchase every single mainline Pokemon game released in the last 5 years with all DLC included. And although so many people agree that the price on this is actually insane, people are still buying it. And the marketing of these sets that has been released is particularly disgusting.
Yeah, because it's still pretty fucking cool, and Lego knows that. Let me just... I know I keep rambling. The Lego Star Wars, what is it? Like the activity bricks, I don't remember what they're called. I don't know. They basically... You can have like play sounds on this little brick when you put it into a Lego Star Wars ship and like make it shoot and like interact with other ships. Like a lot of people are complaining about that, but I like how Lego took that swing. Did it really hit the mark with the sound effects? Because they're kind of sound not that great. No, but it's interesting. I'm definitely interested. I want to see what they do more with that. Like it's expensive though. I will say that for as being child friendly as it's being marketed for, it is kind of expensive, but still cool. Still cool. I just need to say that real quick.
The commercial shows a millennial at a desk surrounded by bills, taxes, adult responsibilities. He looks stressed and overwhelmed. Then he starts building Lego Pokemon, and suddenly
I don't know if that's really. Well, I guess I don't know. I didn't really get. Hold on. Let me see. Was he actually looking at bills and taxes?
And the marketing of these sets that has been released is particularly disgusting.
Invoice. I don't know what that says. Some sort of vacation thing. He has some puzzle pieces around him. I don't know. Is it? I guess it's kind of trying to show that he's stressed out in the moment, but I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm trying to disprove his point when I don't need to.
The commercial shows a millennial at a desk surrounded by bills, taxes, adult responsibilities. He looks stressed and overwhelmed. Then he starts building Lego Pokemon, and suddenly everything is okay. They're obviously targeting the average millennial for this because they're trying to bring back the nostalgia and make them feel like a kid again. It's like, remember when you were a kid and liked Pokemon? Your life didn't suck and you didn't have all these responsibilities. Just give us $650 and you can pretend that things are good. And the pricing for all these sets has to be some sort of...
Yeah, in reality, like, if you're like buying Legos to like get rid of your adult responsibilities, you're actually like blowing all of your money, unless you have the money, but you're blowing all of your money to a point where you'll never actually have the freedom of not being a child, but just like, doing more childistic things. Like you're probably just delaying that even more. Anyways, so mesmerized by all the shit that bro has behind him. As I've seen his channel, and it's mostly just kind of about consumerism and just talking about how bad it is, kind of, and marketing and the shitty marketing that goes on nowadays from consumerism. So it's just kind of ironic how he has all this shit behind him, which I find kind of interesting. But anyways,
of psychological manipulation, because there's no way that a sane person would feel justified spending $650 on this. It's marketed as special and premium, so it must be worth it with that price tag. Price per piece is a metric that adult Lego collectors have invented to justify spending hundreds of dollars on toys. It's a way to logically explain their emotional purchase. And if you compare the price per piece to any knockoff Lego brands, it's usually 50 to 90% less than what Lego charges. And at the end of the day, a kid doesn't give a shit about the cost per piece. They'll see a Charizard and want to build it, and that's literally it. But
kind of disagree. I feel like there's like really expensive sets, and if you have a chance to like get an expensive set that's a little bit cheaper. Like as a kid, I always thought that was cool. So I kind of disagree with him there, but
Obviously, these sets aren't for kids. LEGO and Pokemon are explicitly telling us that with all 3 sets labeled 18 plus. Never mind that the Pokemon games are rated E for everyone, or that every new game entry is designed to be accessible for children, or the fact that the anime currently streams on Netflix that is aimed towards kids, or the simple fact that Pokemon has always been labeled as a children's franchise. This is the way of LEGO saying that this is not priced for your kids unless you're rich. Before LEGO, Pokemon had a building block partner, Mega Constructs, who was owned by Mattel. They made official.
I feel like Lego kind of always had those sets with like the Death Star and the Star Destroyer. Like Lego always had those big sets, but yet kids still bought them. It's like I feel like there's just more of them now. But yeah, I mean, I do agree that the marketing for Lego is definitely pushing what he's saying, you know. And that's kind of why we don't have like cooler and more interesting Lego sets. I don't know.
Licensed Pokemon sets for
Not that the Pokemon sets aren't that interesting, but like I said, Eevee set, we could be doing something more interesting. I don't know.
years, and they were affordable and accessible. They were designed for children, they're pretty cheap, and you could find them at Target. Some of the sets were even as low as $10 to $20. This is what accessibility looks like when a company actually cares about
Yeah, that's true. We used to have like really cheap Lego sets. That's why every time I see like a really cheap like Lego set where it has like a build and minifigs, like it's always a cop because it's such a rare thing nowadays.
their target audience, which is children. I think this is what it looks like whenever you're celebrating a major franchise and the biggest IP in the world, when you're not trying to extract the maximum profit from all of your customers from every transaction. But Mega ended their collaboration with Pokemon at the end of 2025, so now we have this. This is no longer about creativity or imagination or inspiring the next generation. The only thing that matters to Lego is their shareholders and profit margins. It's so obvious that they're just extracting the absolute maximum amount of money from people who have been emotionally invested in this franchise since childhood. And you know what happened the moment these sets went live? Just what you would expect.
That is true. They are definitely trying to nostalgia bait you to the absolute max and just suck all the money. Because there's so many sets I would want to buy right now, but it would just be ridiculous. Like that would be just become my life, would just be like buying Legos because I'd have to work 24/7 just to buy everything I wanted. Right? So Lego, especially with the gift with purchases, Lego's putting a time limit on that. They're saying if you want this exclusive fucking cool thing that comes with this, you better buy it. If you don't know what a gift with purchase is, by the way, it's basically just like Lego gives you a special set that kind of has to do with whatever set's coming out, and it comes out like when the set comes out. So it's kind of like they have a limited supply, so you got to be quick and buy it like probably day one before it sells out. And they're never doing it again. So, like I said, they're just pushing more of the idea that, you know, you need to burn all your fucking money if you want to, like, relive your childhood, essentially. And, you know, and you need to buy these Lego sets because now you can and you couldn't before. So, I don't know.
Scalpers. Within hours of going live, the Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise set was completely sold out. And immediately, like clockwork, these eBay listings started appearing everywhere. The set itself was being listed for $1,200 to $1,500, and the free Kanto Badge collection was being listed from $150 to $250 on its own. LEGO knew this was about to happen. They know exactly what's about to occur the moment they announce a limited edition release or high demand collaboration. Scalpers will buy up the entire inventory using bots or multiple accounts, and these sets will appear on the secondary market within an hour of being listed at insanely inflated prices. LEGO knows this, and they still don't do a goddamn thing to stop it. Because at the end of the day, revenue is revenue. Whether it's a parent trying to buy their kid a birthday present, or a scalper with a basement full of unopened Lego boxes, the money to LEGO is the same. They have zero financial incentive to prevent scalping. Actually, the artificial scarcity works in their favor because it creates urgency, drives demand, and makes their products seem more valuable than they actually are. Recently, LEGO just announced their collaboration with The Legend of Zelda, which is priced at $130, and I guarantee you this set, whenever it releases, is going to be the exact same thing over again. LEGO sets appreciate at 11% annually, which is actually better than gold and better than bonds and even most index funds. For a lot of people, LEGO has now become an investment.
Every Lego set, think about how much it's actually going up and think about how long it's going to take for that to happen. And again, you still have to sell it. You still have to go through the process of selling, you still have to fucking store it, which is kind of a pain in the ass, especially if you open it. Just saying.
Investment vehicle. But it's just so dystopian and sad to see that toys just can't be toys anymore. They're now being seen as commodities, assets.
I mean, it was always kind of like that. Lego was always kind of a collectible, but yeah, I mean, that's inherently the problem, right? Is like, you know, they're just not toys anymore, and you know, and we're just keep encouraging this, and it's like, you know, all these adults now are just into Legos, and it's just the more adults that get into Legos, it's just kind of encouraging it. Like, we need to just stop pushing adults as much, right? And it's just like, that's why it annoys me. That's why I brought it at the beginning of the video. It's just like, you know, too many adults are into fucking Lego, which isn't inherently a bad thing, but it's like, you're actually just like taking up so much space and shying away from just making more creative Lego sets and, you know, making them less collectible. Because I remember when I was a kid, like, I didn't give a fuck about the collectability. I mean, I knew they were. I knew it was a thing. It's not as big as a thing as it is now, right? But that's why it was special. That's why I get annoyed when there's so many adult fans. Because, like, when I was a kid, I would just, like, play with the actual fucking set. I would literally chuck them out of the window just for fun, right? So it's like, yeah. That's why it annoys me why there's so many adult Lego fans, because it's like, it's almost like you're teaching kids that, like, this isn't a child's thing and not meant to be played with. You're ruining the fun. Like, have any of you, comment below, have any of you like do you guys remember like the stories that you used to create when you used to play with your Lego sets? Do you remember, like, you know, the certain minifigs you used to create, the certain buildings you used to create, and the worlds you used to create with your Legos, and just all that like creativity? Like, because I look back at those fondly, especially like when I was in like film school. I just thought back to like all the times I would create stories with my Legos. Like, I feel like it triggers something in your brain. And not only that, but if you start building Legos, then it's like that's what being an engineer is. And when we talk about like why the beginning of that video was cringy, like, I'll go more in depth on like making fun of like why he's saying like, oh, he's engineering, he's like working on his engineering skills like while he's building that Lego set. And it's like, yeah, technically he is, but it's not really. I mean, he's just following the directions. The real engineering comes from building. Like, it's like you're selling, Lego is now selling you a model of what it should be, but it's not actually. Bit of a stretch. Again, this video is already 20 fucking minutes. I need to shut the fuck up and let this roll.
Assets or financial investments to be hoarded, stored, and resold for profit. The concept of opening a Lego set, building it, and playing with it has now been replaced by investing in Lego sets. When the primary market is now being dominated by investors and scalpers instead of people who actually want to build these things, you've fundamentally broken what the product was supposed to be for in the first place. Scalpers have been doing this with every single industry, so not much is new here. But at this point, they're not even the real problem anymore. Lego themselves have created this economy. They price their sets in ways that guarantee certain releases to be.
I've actually been doing this for 30 minutes. I just looked at it. That's absurd, but I don't even care. I hope you guys are just enjoying the Lego talk, you know? Just, I don't know. I love Legos. You know, so I love Legos. The fuck am I even saying? Like, I thought, we just gotta keep this rolling, okay?
Limited and highly sought after. They create the same artificial scarcity through their limited production runs and exclusive releases, and then they offer a gift with purchase incentives that can be attained by buying specific high-priced sets, and then those become a valuable commodity on their own. Lego is watching
that Stranger Things set's already $100. That's fucked. I wanted to buy the Creel House, which was like a $300 set, and get the gift with purchase, but I was like, fuck that, I'm not dropping $300. I'm broke as shit. But it's like, now that set's already $100, damn. Never getting that shit. Wasn't even that cool. There wasn't even that many cool minifigs. Like, there aren't really any like cool exclusive minifigs in that gift with purchase anyway. So who cares? But still kind of pisses me off.
Their sets appreciate in value on secondary markets, which is just validating their pricing strategy and proving the demand for future releases. They know that adults are willing to spend $1,000 on Lego Pokemon or $1,000 on Lego Star Wars, and that's the reason they're able to charge that. Every single hype collaboration creates the same pattern. And what about the actual fans? The people who have loved these franchises for years and just want to build them with their kids or display them in their own house, they just get priced out repeatedly over and over again. And what makes this even more infuriating is the fact that Lego absolutely knows how to do accessible releases. They've done
it's crazy how like the Tobey Maguire like Spider-Man set is like a prime
The people who have
example.
loved these franchises for years and just want to build them with their kids
set.
or display them in their own house, they just get priced out repeatedly over and over again. And what makes this even more infuriating,
it's like this set right here. It's just like the prime example of that. And it's not even that pricey of a set, but it's like, this is clearly like, I know like kids have probably watched the Tobey Maguire movies, but like it, even the tiny sets, it's like, well, anyways, I know the kids have probably watched Tobey Maguire set like movies, but like, let's be honest, they've definitely watched Miles Morales movies like more, to the point where some of them probably haven't even seen the Tobey Maguire movies. So even though this is like a tiny set marketed towards kids, it's like still, it's like, it's not even like priced out, but it's like nostalgia out. Like these kids have zero nostalgia or zero love for this set. It's weird. It's not even just the prices. That's my point. It's literally the type of sets that Lego's deciding to make. It's like, this is a cool set, but it's like, I would love for more kids to make sets about things that are relevant right now, right? Movies that are relevant right now, because that's what we got when I was younger. And it's like, we've already gotten Tobey Maguire sets, and part of what made the Tobey Maguire Lego sets like cool and still cool to this day is because they were older sets. This is a cool set, but I can't help but feel no urge to buy this. Like if I saw like an older vintage Tobey Maguire Lego set, I would have more urge to buy like and spend so much more money on that set, just because of how much more vintage it is and more nostalgic it is. It's like, even that's another point. It's like, even like as nostalgic as this like Lego set is, as they're like trying to make it, it's still not that nostalgic, because part of what made it nostalgic in the first place was because it was like came out back in the day. It was an older Lego set, right? There's like no, even though it's based off of the Tobey Maguire like movie, which came out a long time ago and is nostalgic, it's just still doesn't have that feeling. It's weird. It's strange. This is why I don't like that more adults are just into Legos. Like, I honestly think kids should be more bullied for liking Legos, because maybe maybe that means that they're interested in something that's like actually creative and cool, and just fucking doesn't feel so lukewarm now. That being said, I still want this set, just can't afford it.
Creating is the fact that Lego absolutely knows how to do accessible releases. They've done it before, and they deliberately choose not to do it for limited edition sets like Pokemon. For example, look at the Lego Super Mario sets. That line launched a few years ago with starter sets at $60, expansion packs at $30, character packs at $5. They all have multiple price tiers with a play-focused design. They have accessibility built into every set, and you know a kid could just start with a $60 set.
I love how the sets, I am rambling. I've literally almost been recording for 40 minutes. No one's going to watch this video unless they like Legos. But anyways, I love how the Lego sets that, you know, Lego makes for kids are just like have some sort of like technology in them. They're like, kids nowadays aren't give a fuck about Legos. We need to put some sort of bullshit cool technology in them, which is like true, but like when the technology isn't quite there yet or isn't even that cool, it kind of just ruins why Lego's cool in the first place, because it's mostly just about like creativity and building without technology, in my opinion. So I don't know.
and expand over time with some birthday or Christmas money. Also look at Lego Harry Potter. Yes, there are some of the more expensive ones like the $500 Hogwarts Castle for collectors, but there's also $15 poly bags, $30 small sets.
Too, but there's just way too many Harry Potter sets to the point where I'm like, is this really for kids anymore? Or is this for just fucking Comic-Con dweebs?
Or medium sets. It's an entire spectrum of price points so that anyone can participate depending on their level. And honestly, this even applies to Lego Star Wars. Some display pieces cost $800 to $1,000 for adult collectors, but you can still find those $10 battle packs, $25 buildable figures, or $40 play sets.
Yeah, but Lego is just upscaling those battle packs. We all know that. Which, I mean, who could blame them? Lego Star Wars is easily like has the most, you know, lucrativity on the aftermarket, so they can get away with it. But I don't know.
Knows how to include children. They completely understand tiered pricing. They've implemented it across many different franchises, but they decided not to do it with Pokemon. And what ends up happening is scalpers begin fighting immediately.
Wait, so is this video just yelling? Okay, I need to shut up.
People who made trading cards inaccessible for actual children and players. They're also getting into the Lego market now, and they're specifically buying sets right before they go out of production, because once Lego stops producing a set, it will be worth so much more money down the line if it's brand new in box. The fact is, if Lego wanted to stop this, they would. You could require verified accounts with their purchase history. You could implement even more strict quantity limits tied to addresses and payment.
I don't even know. I feel like Lego still has a pretty strict limit. Maybe just they can't control Walmart or like Target, but I feel like they probably have a strict policy too.
Methods, or just really produce more stock to meet the demand instead of creating an artificial scarcity. They have all of the resources and technology to do this, but they know that the more limited it is, the more hype that's going to get. And luckily now Lego...
You know, the funny thing is like, I look at the Lego Stranger Things theme. Like, they just came out with that $300 Creel house, right? And it's really cool, but I just wonder, like, back in the day, I almost feel like Lego probably would have took a chance and made a bunch of smaller sets based on that franchise, even though that franchise is, you know, kind of has some violence in it, like Indiana Jones did, like Star Wars did, debatably Harry Potter. But, you know, those were like the big movies that came out back in the day, right? And it's like they would just make a bunch of sets on those, and they were doing whatever not to go out of business. And then Star Wars, of course, boomed, right? But I feel like it's almost like Lego, and you could see this with Pokemon too. It's like they're almost just releasing big ass sets to like see what people like, which is kind of stupid because we honestly need to see what the kids want to buy too. So it's like I don't really see how that's a great marketing tactic, even though who knows if they're actually doing that. But yeah, I mean, I just think that Lego is just not taking as many chances anymore, almost because Lego's for adults and they know they could just make money if they just make big ass sets of like the same Star Wars bullshit and just like, you know, this perfectly, you know, built Pokemon set instead of just making a bunch of little cool ones, and maybe they don't do as well. Like, they're just not taking as many chances because they know they could just get away with that, because a lot of adults just will like buy their Lego sets, and if they make them less like chancy, less creative, it's more of a chance to make more money because more adults like Lego sets. Kind of maybe a bit of a stretch here, but point is, Lego, just take more chances with other themes and just make a bunch of crazy shit, and don't be afraid if that theme is maybe a little bit violent. Don't be scared. See if people like it. It's not like the Lego set has to be inherently violent. I don't know.
Has put back up the pre-order.
Maybe not just violent, you know, just like words being spoken. Like, there's a lot of like Star Wars and Stranger Things. Like, Lego doesn't want to take as much as a chance on Stranger Things because maybe they think it's too violent and mature. But meanwhile, like, Star Wars and Stranger Things are like pretty much the same thing, if we're being honest here. At least maybe the first couple seasons of Stranger Things. But anyways.
for the Lego Pokemon sets, but imagine how many people bought them just to resell, and also how many dumbasses bought them at the resale prices thinking that they were buying a piece of an investment. And this is just how Lego operates.
Yeah, I honestly, like, he's calling those people dumbasses, but and people who he's calling those people, like, telling those people, like, oh, those people are just buying them for investments. That's why they're paying that price. Meanwhile, the most people who are probably getting scammed by those prices are not investors. It's probably just casual Lego fans, which, again, what do you think about casual Lego fans? Maybe like more of a kid, so maybe more kids are getting fucked. That came out wrong, but you know, more kids are getting scammed, more parents are getting scammed, right? That kind of thing. Because little Timmy needs that Pokemon on Christmas.
Across the board now. They realize if people are willing to spend hundreds of dollars over market for a set that has came out years ago, they could just increase their prices and get away with it. A couple years ago, Lego announced the UCS Death Star, which was 10,000 pieces for $1,000. This is the first Lego set in history to break the $1,000 barrier. And just like Pokemon, the response from Lego and their defenders have revealed everything that is wrong with how this company thinks about their customers. This set was designed so that the interior would be visible at all times. We already had 2 Death Stars with interior priority over the last 10 years. What is the point of making a third one?
Okay. This set is so fascinating to me. I should make a whole video just talking about the Lego Death Star. But essentially, like, a lot of people complained about what he just said about how it's an open thing, but it's like, did you really just want a giant, did you want to pay more money for no interior and just a giant gray ball? Like, are we for real here? And I personally think this set is so cool. Like, if you look at all the little details within the set, like, it's so much more worth it to have that than just a Lego gray ball. So this guy kind of maybe is just kind of agreeing with everyone else. Yeah, I don't know. Especially, just looking at this Lego Death Star cannon, you can alone see just how much cooler the detail is than just having a spear. And if you actually look at the fucking Lego set, you could see that it's a spear. Like, it looks like a spear. Like, why? They even, like, did the bottom a little bit rounded. Kind of hit my microphone there, but they kind of did the bottom a little bit rounded. So, like, why are we complaining that it obviously looks like a fucking spear? We know it's a spear because it's a fucking Death Star. Also, if they made it a spear and tried to put interior inside of it, then we might have not had as many cool figs like from Andor. Like, what's the guy's name who, like, made the Death Star plans? I don't even fucking know. But there's a bunch of cool exclusive figures in this set, like, notably even the Stormtrooper hot tub man. Like, what the fuck? Like, we wouldn't even have got that probably if they made it a spear, because they would have been focused on doing that. Like, I don't know, man. It's just so stupid. I hate that argument. It kind of makes me mad.
A lot of people have been upset that they haven't been prioritizing the exterior, and the last time they did that was all the way back.
Not prioritizing the exterior. Okay. See, I could just keep talking about this for fucking hours. But it's like, oh, why are we even saying that? There's been so many UCS sets where we've gotten, like, fucking, like, barely, we got, like, 2 figs. I think notably the Republic gunship. Like, those 2 figures in that set are just, the only exclusive figure is a Mace Windu with dirt on his shirt. But that is not a play skill set. That is fully exterior focused. And, you know, there's a trade-off when you do something like that. So I'm fucking glad that Lego Star Wars finally did a fucking actual minifigure scaled Lego set and gave us cool figures. Don't really agree with that much.
2005. One of Lego's justifications for this is that cardboard boxes can only hold so much weight. But sets around the 10,000 piece mark are about just as large as Lego can feasibly produce, which actually disproves.
Yeah, I mean, that's bullshit, because they put multiple cardboard boxes in their Lego sets anyway, so it doesn't make sense.
The idea that Lego is going to start making $1,500 or $2,000 sets. So this Death Star has opened the door for more $1,000 Lego sets, but the logistical constraints have prevented them from going really any higher than that. And I guarantee you, if this continues to sell well, we'll see more $1,000.
Is that even true? Can you, I mean, why not just, like, make, like, 2, I don't know, I guess you wouldn't have to use, you can't really use cardboard boxes anymore, which I don't know if Lego would really have a problem with, because they could just make plastic or whatever the fuck. I mean, their whole company is plastic. They act like they're eco-friendly, but I mean, how many fucking, if they made a set bigger than 1,000 pieces, right? And it's like they had to make a big ass box for it. How many of those are really being sold anyways, where it's like a huge eco-friendly problem? It's like the more of their eco-friendly problems come from all their little sets of all their little plastic being sold anyways. So
sets in the future. But the good news is this is the ceiling price for now instead of the floor. We see Lego being greedy in so many other ways, especially with their minifigures. Specifically in Star Wars, so many of the new minifigures could be getting new things like dual molded legs.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even care about adding more shit to this, at least this figure right here. But my bro actually, he looks like one of those fucking like those lizards that flap open like this. Like, can we have not fixed that a little bit? Like, I don't know, man.
Just more arm prints and attention to details. But instead now they're just choosing to pump out new characters that no one really cares about. But the fact is,
don't agree. I always love the unique Lego minifigures. I just think we need more quality. I think, especially with how big of a company Lego is. Okay, looking at that round Death Star now, it looks really cool. It's also cool that it has interior, but you got to think that's a really small set. And it's like if they wanted to make $1,000 Death Star, they kind of had to pick one, right? Otherwise, it would have just been smaller. Like, I would have rather them just make it bigger. More points against why everyone complains about that Lego set. I still think it's cool.
Lego never discloses their profit margins, but their estimates usually range from 25 to 30%. For a large licensed set like this from Star Wars, we have to assume on the lower end, which is probably 25%, but that still means that is $250 profit for something like $1,000 Death Star set. If we estimate, we know they're making hundreds of dollars per sale.
Okay, this bitch right here is the problem. I'm like, why? What the fuck? Like, why are you just buying? that TikTok video just did not exist when I was a kid. I probably wouldn't even have liked Lego if I saw just thoughts liking Lego like this. Like, it probably would have just made me uninterested in how fucking materialistic and consumeristic it really is, and how bland and adult and boring it is. I mean, I don't know.
Enough margin to
you just see it by the Lego sets she chose to pick, like just the art sets, the Statue of, like, there's just no, where are the power miners, where are the freaking space police sets, where's the freaking Bionicles? Like, there's just boring as fuck, dude.
Absorb the cost of premium minifigures, especially because those editions probably cost $5 to $10 at most, but they don't do it. Whoever's controlling the limitations
let me
and
rewind
budget.
This guy, I know this video's never gonna end, but let me rewind.
For a large licensed set like this from Star Wars, we have to assume on the lower end, which is probably 25%, but that still means that is $250 profit for something like $1,000 Death Star set. If we estimate, we know they're making hundreds of dollars per sale, which is more than enough margin to absorb the cost of premium minifigures, especially because those editions probably cost $5 to $10 at most, but they don't do it. Whoever's controlling the limitations and budget requirements at LEGO's financial department is absurdly greedy with profit margins. Making $200 per sale isn't enough anymore. They have to squeeze every possible dollar by cutting out costs on minifigures that the fans actually care about. Keep in mind the Death Star is a $1,000 set, the most expensive LEGO product ever made, and yet they're still penny pinching on minifigure quality.
Yeah, but like, you got to think about, I felt it's pretty expensive to make toys. Like, I remember researching, like, not researching, but hearing about like the production of Skylanders, and just like, it's so expensive to like make these little toys, and you wouldn't even think so because they're just like these little plastic pieces of crap, but like they come out wrong. You have to make sure like the production line like doesn't fuck it up. And there's so many things that go in with the processing, like the packaging, the labor, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I want to agree with him. It's the easy thing to say, but I just know how simple you would think producing a toy would be, and how much it probably doesn't cost that much, but you'd be surprised, honestly.
quality. That just tells you everything that you need to know about LEGO's priorities. The simple fact of it is, LEGO isn't just a toy company for kids anymore. I see it more like a luxury goods manufacturer for adults who never grew up. And don't get me wrong.
That is like the... I love how that guy said that. It's true. It's literally just made for adults who didn't grow up now. It's literally just not made for kids anymore. And that's just why it fucking sucks. I'm just like, why there's so many fucking adults liking Lego now? It's just like you're turning it into this fucking man-child thing. Or what's the female thing for man-child? I don't know. Just adult children thing.
I do have a decent amount of Lego sets as well. But the fact is, with simple economics,
bro, like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm sorry, but this should not exist. Maybe not exist, like, is strong, but it's just like, she's like, oh, Captain America shield, I'm gonna put on my Captain America fucking titty shield and build the ugliest Lego set on TikTok because it's Lego Captain America. Duh. Like, it's fucking so dumb, bro. Like, that's just, like, that's not even... She doesn't even, like, think twice about... Like, when I was a kid, I was plotting every Lego set. I was like, it has to be this. It has to... Like, the minifigures need to be perfect in this set. It needs to come with all these exclusive things. It needs to look perfect. All the playability needs to be there. Like, bro, I was sitting on YouTube researching this shit. Fucking... looking at all these nerds telling me all the details and perfectly picking out a Lego set. Nowadays, we just get titty bitches around here being like, I'm just gonna fucking buy whatever because it's got Captain America on it. And you're just fucking showing Lego that that's what they should be producing. And the problem is, it's not like kids don't fucking buy Lego. It's just the majority of fucking people who have money are adults. And that's what's getting pushed.
More money than children, and that is why we see so many
exactly
more
like I just said
rather than actual play sets. Walk into any Lego store
exactly, bro, exactly my point.
Now look at what is dominating the shelf space and marketing. Look at the price tags and
exactly
look at
that is fucking crazy to walk in. Like, imagine being a fucking kid. I would be fucking so pissed if I'm like, I get to go to a Lego store for the first time in 3 fucking years, and I'm looking at floral decorations, motherfucker! Where is the Ninjago? Holy shit, I just realized that. Like, I just woke up out of the fucking Matrix, bro. I would be so pissed if I just saw flowers, bro, and I didn't see, and I was like, damn, I get to go to a Lego store and see something built in real fucking life. And it's literally just, the thing I get to see is a flower, not a fucking Death Star or some shit. Ooh, I would be fucking pissed, dude. God, actually, okay, I'm just pissed now. That fucking pisses me off. Lego needs like we need an adult store, we need a children's store. And I'm going to the fucking children's store. Not for creepy reasons, just like fucking because of everything I said in this video. Just because creativity, it's just going to be less fucking bland and boring. It's just going to be way cooler. Fuck, man. I mean, even just looking at this store right now, it's just black boxes everywhere, bro. Like, are you fucking for real? It's like, I kind of almost agree with him more on his point of like how Lego is like trying to squeeze like all the profit they can from their Lego sets, because you can even see that with the fucking box art. It's just like they're not even spending money on that shit anymore. Fuck, man.
Packaging that says 18 plus on sets featuring characters from franchises historically marketed.
Why does a Lego set say 18 plus? I was like, at first when they started doing that, I was like, yes, I'm not going to get made fun of for Legos anymore. But now when I think about it, I'm like, maybe I fucking should have, because I'm like, why does that even say 18 plus on it? I just fucking, goddamn, man. This is a point I need to make. This is a point. I know I've been talking for literally 15 minutes now about Legos. You see this Lego Death Star right here, or this Lego Millennium Falcon? You see how it's the dark Millennium Falcon? You get the like white Darth Vader. You get the evil C-3PO. You get the freaking evil Jar Jar Binks. Why is this set so much cooler than everything you fucking see here? Everything here you see here is so fucking bland And it's because this was made from a children's fucking show. Okay, this is by far one of the coolest. Even the fucking the ship right next to this, I forget, the Skeleton Crew ship. Like, even that is so much, because it's so fucking unique and cool and interesting. And like, Lego just thinks that we want fucking 300 more C-3POs and fucking Millennium Falcons, or just at least bland Millennium Falcons, right? And it's like, dude, that fucking the original Star Wars movie came out in 1980. What fucking kid gives a shit about these anymore? Or like, who the fuck even wants this anymore? It's just like, bruh, I don't know. But people still buy it because it's fucking Lego and it's cool and it's trendy to do now because it's marketed towards adults. And it's like, dude, we're just losing why Lego is cool.
Children in the past. We see display pieces behind glass positioned as centerpieces, priced at hundreds of dollars, which is designed to be...
They were always behind glass pieces, but I feel like they used to be displayed a little bit cooler. I could be wrong. I mean, we used to have cool backgrounds. I mean, we still have cool backgrounds. We still have like the little light up things, but I don't know. We used to have like those little plastic things that had like each minifigure, and it was like collect them all. But now it's just like, just try and spend as much money as you fucking possibly can, because you're only going to be able to buy one set that has like a couple minifigs. So not collect them all, because you literally can't afford to do that anymore. So it's just like, buy the most expensive Lego set. That's their marketing now.
Admired and looked at rather than built. Lego has made this strategic choice to appeal to adults for a reason. And from a business perspective, it makes sense. Adults have disposable income, they have nostalgia that can be monetized, and they're willing to pay those ridiculous prices.
Especially in the whole TikTok and Instagram boom. They were smart to do that. But dude, this fucking Adidas shoe is like really cool, but like as an idea, I can't imagine anyone who bought this set like actually felt content after like 3 hours of building this piece of shit. They're probably like chose between the fucking the dark Millennium Falcon or this shit, and that's, the prices are pretty different there, but you get the point. They probably chose like between a really cool, interesting set, like fucking, I don't even know. That's the problem. Lego doesn't even fucking make anything. Maybe just some like cool, like one-off, like Marvel set that they do, like the Fantastic Four set, even though, right? Because they only do that so many times. I don't know. Just, my point is like, it's just so bland looking. Like, they probably regretted their purchase and been like, why the fuck did I buy a Lego shoe? I could have bought something that's like actually cool, like a giant ship or some creative build from the Lego Space City line or something. Like, I don't know.
For display pieces that may eventually appreciate in value. The simple fact is that the profit margins are substantially higher. But from a brand legacy perspective, this is absolutely pathetic. It's like what Lego used to represent is a complete betrayal of what made the company.
I like how he's just putting a bunch of fucking thoughty ass TikTokers to prove his point. I mean, you can't hate on him for that. That's for sure. I mean, you can, because I'm doing it. This bitch doesn't even have a bra on, bro. Like, that's my point. It's like, he's definitely hammering this home with the more cringy. He's trying to show you how cringy it is to be buying like Lego adult sets, I guess. I don't know. And just falling for Lego's bullshit marketing.
Successful in the first place. Lego has been built on creativity and play, and the entire concept is that you could build anything that you imagine. And that's the magic that has made Lego so special across generations. And yes, Lego has always been more expensive than other toys, but at the end of the day, it was still accessible even to kids. A kid could get a Lego set for their birthday or Christmas, and parents could justify the cost because the sets actually encouraged creativity and lasted for years. And there was a large range of options at different price points. But now that the collaborations hit, the ones that are tied to franchises that
I would still say the building process is primarily the same. I would just say like the marketing doesn't push it as much with all these adult Legos, that it is more of a creative thing rather than just like a display piece, I would say. Yeah, and I will say there is still a pretty decently wide selection, maybe. It's just the problem is all the cooler sets, like you said earlier in the video, are just so expensive now.
kids actually care about are exclusively priced towards adults. Pokemon, Star
Exactly.
Wars, Harry Potter,
Like I said.
Marvel. The list goes on, and these are the sets that would excite the children most, and they're the ones that they have the least
But
amount
the problem is like, would those, or are there's other, like, we could have a brain rot Lego set, but we're just not doing that because we're just more focused on the adult stuff, right? So are they even that appealing? Is that exactly what kids want, right?
access to. And the Lego defenders will always argue that Lego still is making sets for kids. I mean, they do have the city sets, the friend sets, Ninjago, and those do exist, but let's be honest. Those premium licenses that they pay for and the collaborations that generate the most excitement and marketing budget, those are all adult focused. The products that actually make kids excited and their eyes light up when they see the commercial.
But like I said, I don't even know if that's true. Do kids only like those sets because they want it, like they're more marketed towards adults, and they do I feel like Lego could probably just put anything as marketed towards an adult and kids would like them because they're just, kids always want to do they don't want to act like children. They want to do what's like cool. They want to do what's like the cool, like the older kids are doing, right? So it's like, I don't know. Those two wall arts behind it would make cool sets. Just throwing that out there. Those are pretty cool.
Are priced completely out of reach for most of their families and parents. And this is where we are today. Every hobby and franchise that we've all loved as kids is just being monetized to death now that we're adults. This is proof that nothing is sacred anymore, and you can't just enjoy things for what they're supposed to be. It's all focused around money. And the sad part is everything that you love can and will be turned into a luxury product that is designed to extract maximum revenue from desperation to make you feel good about something again using your childhood nostalgia. And these sets will sell out, the scalpers will profit. Lego.
See, that's the funny part. Even if you buy it for nostalgia, after you buy it, you're kind of just like, damn, this does not hit as much as it did. So it's like, how long is this nostalgia marketing tactics really going to work for anything? And people are going to wake up, I feel like. Or they're just going to be making more bland stuff and sucking you in with nostalgia like Lego.
Will profit, and the fans will continue to pay money. And I guarantee by next year, these prices will be even higher. But let me know what you think. Have you ever bought any of the premium Lego sets before? I think my most expensive set is probably like $300. And I don't know, man, for me, I feel like I just can't justify spending hundreds of dollars of Legos anymore, especially at these increased prices. And if you like content like this, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my channel that are similar to this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I broke my fucking Legos for this. Subscribe. Bro, what are you doing? Help me clean this shit up.
Brody did throw his Legos. I guess I kind of just skimmed over that because I just saw it in a video realm. It didn't think he actually broke it, but yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
Are you just making me fucking clean this? Is that why you're recording this? You just want me to clean this instead? You fuck.
You fuck.
You did this on purpose. You made it. You want me to. You started cleaning this, and you're like, no, record this. I'll record it. You fucking clean it. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. This is your Lego, bro.
Oh, here's my video asking people to watch porn.
I'm on my way to film the video.
Oh shit. No, that's not what we're doing. Okay. What I want to kind of say something with what he said at the end. It's interesting though. Do I hate how Lego is making such expensive Lego sets? Kind of. But more so my point of this whole video was it's just like their whole marketing thing and how we're just falling away from what makes Lego special. So it's not necessarily the expensive Lego sets that's the problem. It's just like we're kind of shying away from just the magic of Lego. It's just becoming more adult focused, which isn't inherently a bad thing, but I don't know. I feel like it's just, if I was a kid and I saw Lego now, I feel like it just wouldn't be as appealing to me. Like we wouldn't get like hundreds of just the Lego Batman movie sets. We got so many random sets that like I don't know if we would just get that anymore. Now we're just getting like giant Pokemon sets. Like Lego used to just create a whole line of sets just to market like kids movies and stuff. Now it's just like big centerpieces, right? It's just like Lego will still market their movies with Lego sets, but they'll do it like very just like one off. Sometimes I don't even do it anymore because it probably doesn't make them as much money as the big sets. But it's interesting because I still really like the big Lego sets. I think there's still a place for them. I just, because if I was a kid and I saw those as well as all the other Lego sets that Lego is making, I would be like, damn, that's really cool. Like I would, that's kind of how I feel today. I just feel like we're like I said, we're shying away from everything that made Lego special in the past, right? And yeah, that being said, Lego, please just start marketing towards kids more so we can make it more of a toy company rather than just a statue company at this point. Thank you all for watching this video. I know it was very, very long. Comment down below if you stuck through this whole rambling video.